Hey guys, this is video 4 in our series. This video is going to cover standing up our transmission Docker container that uses the FreeNAS's host storage that we set up to store its downloaded files and settings. So the first thing we're going to do is head back over to our port 9000 on our Rancher. That would be our Portainer container. From the home page, we're going to go down to our local endpoint and click on containers. And we're going to click Add Container. For this, I'm going to be looking at the FreeNAS transmission Docker container. That's a fork of Linux server transmission, but we're actually going to be using Linux server transmission for this container. And so let's actually copy the name of that. We're going to put that for our image here. We're going to name our transmission container. Click Publish All Exposed Ports. We're going to click to add 3 additional ports here. And those ports are going to be right here. And this one's actually going to go twice. So our 9091 is TCP, and then 1 TCP port forward and 1 UDP port forward. For the second one, you can probably get away with just doing 1 without specifying the protocol, but we'll just go ahead and do both. Copy each one of these to the other side. Then we're going to come down to volumes, click Map Additional Volume 3 times, and click Bind on all 3 of these. And for these, we're going to grab /config for on the container, and on our host, well, let's go over to our host. We need to create folders for that. So SSH to our Rancher VM, and let's sudo su dash, and we're going to create a share user to create these folders. So we're going to do add user -u 1020 or whatever ID you used for the share user you created on your FreeNAS host. Share. We're going to set a password for that user. And if your passwords don't match, like I just messed up on mine, then we're going to do passwd share and try again. Okay, and so now we're going to su share to become that user, and cd to mount NFS 1. And we're going to make dir, let's call this folder downloads. Let's make another one, TV, and one for movies. Alright, and then we do an ls-l. Those should show up as being owned by Share. And let's go back over here. And for our host for config, we're going to do mount NFS-1 transmission config. And for our next folder, watch, and do /watch on the host, on the container, and on the host we're going to do mount NFS-1 transmission watch. And then for this next one, it's going to be downloads, I think, right? Yes. So downloads on the container, On the host, we're going to do mount NFS-1, and then the downloads folder we created with a capital D. And then let's come over to environment, and let's add 3 environment variables. And one will be TZ, capital TZ. And then PGID and PUID. And we're going to change one of the PGIDs to PUID. 1020 for both of those. And for the time zone, whatever your time zone is. Restart policy, let's do always on this container. I think we can go ahead and deploy the container. And you should see a success message if that all goes well with that. We can come over to our command line again, ls-l in our folder, and we should see transmission folder created. And for some reason it creates the transmission folder as root, but the subfolders as the share, the PGID, or in the PUID that we specified, the share user. Don't know what that's about, but that's fine. So now we're going to open a new tab, go to the IP address of our Rancher container, but then do 9091, and we should be kicked to transmission. We're going to click the folder button for transmission, and downloads complete, looks fine there. Actually, let's just get rid of complete this time. And we're going to go and download Night of the Living Dead, a legal torrent. Let's click upload here. And once that's finished, we can ls-l in that folder. It looks like it did go to downloads, maybe. Here we go, Night of the Living Dead. In that folder, you can see those are owned by the user with user ID and group ID 1020 share that we created. On our host, let's go to our, on FreeNAS, to the shell, and we can see that if we cd to our shared folder that we created earlier, our movie is accessible there, and it should be accessible by that same user on our SIF share and our NFS share for any other machines that have that mounted. I'm going to go ahead and test that on my Mac here, see how that works out. And it looks like that's working, and we're good to go. That's all for this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.